You know, I was born in Brooklyn on East 29th Street, but 29th Street was the last street. There was miles and miles of meadow beyond that. And then when I was 5 and we moved up here, it wasn't a great deal different. So I always felt that I lived in a small town.
He's definitely a product of a small town and a product of this small town, very much so.
Bob is a very dedicated, very efficient and smart human being.
He's interesting, to say the least. He's very intense, he's very driven, he works incredibly hard, but he plays just as hard when he takes time to play.
Well, I remember the last several years, I would drive to work and I'd have to go right by the sidewalk out here, and he'd be walking 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes before 7, down that sidewalk trying to beat me to work. And when he beat me, he let me know.
Very, very creative, and doesn't really understand the word can't.
Well, the best part was just watching him figure out different answers to problems, and he would be involved in everything that you can think of, and he always seemed to come up with an answer.
I always got a good kick out of creating something, and I'm always looking for the better mousetrap, you know? It just seems like the thing to do, and I get a kick out of it. It's very rewarding to me.
It was on his mind constantly on how to offer a good value to the customer. And I know that from my years in quality control, that he would do things and then he would change his mind because he thought he could do better value by doing it a different way. And I think that's what made this company successful.
I enjoy it enough so when I have a real knotty problem in design, I don't think about it until after I go to bed. And if I can lay in bed and nobody is making a sound, it amazes me how much clearer I can think.
He'll find a way, he'll think about it, he'll analyze it, he'll flip it over in his head 1,000,000 times. He'll do the what ifs, what if we did this.
Some people think that maybe I am boastful because I normally say, hey, I got a better idea. It's not always the better idea, but you know, it's fun to do.
Truth is, that's what can be a little annoying. He is generally always right.
You know, he has macular degeneration. He's legally blind. He doesn't consider that a handicap or a restriction in his life in any way. He still does everything in his life that he wants to do because he knows that he can figure out a way to get it done, even though he can't really see well.
But it's difficult to read. But it isn't difficult to to keep thinking. The director chair business at Telescope was moving along sort of slowly. This was 1953. So we did some redesign work, and we put grooves in the seat so you could put a fabric, any fabric you wanted on the director chair. And our retailers would buy plain chairs with nothing on it and a whole rack full of different colors and styles of covers so the customer could do it. And that really made it very successful for them. And then we cleaned up the design, and it really flourished. And by the 70s, I think our best year was 570,000 director chairs a year.
I think the one thing about my dad that most people don't know, that's not really immediately obvious, is how shy and modest he is about what he does and how he does it and what his level of contribution is.
I really would like to be able to build a product that our average employee can buy. And That's very difficult in these days, which of course requires an awful lot of investment, but I think about it all the time. I'm not done yet. Got things to do. I have to keep working. And besides, it's what I like to do. That's why I'm still working. The major thing is to find something you like, something that when you start in the morning, your day flies by. And after all, money doesn't make happiness. But usually if you're happy, you work and you're successful, and the money part takes care of itself. I don't think I'm different than anybody else. It's just that I've been enjoying what I'm doing. I always have.